Huzzah! I'm Spider, and welcome to the Jacks Rangers, a New England Free Jacks podcast. And here is your host, Phil Harris. Yeah!
Huzzah, Rangers. This is Phil Harris again here at the Jacks Rangers show. I've got Dave McVeigh with me, of course. We've got a very special guest this time around. He is a living legend in our book. He is the #1 Free Jacks fan. Spider is here with us. Spider, how the hell are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Excellent. Now that you're here with us, man. We're so happy that you're able to join us. So this is the first episode. It's actually episode 21. But we're considering it the first episode of season 2. So you were on way back in episode 1 in season 1. So it always fitting to have you back here at the Jacks Rangers show.
Well, it's an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
That's an honor for you to join us, man, for sure. That's a pleasure. For the folks the Rangers out there that missed the first interview that we had with you, give us a quick rundown of your professional background, or excuse me, not your professional background, but your personal background and also your history with rugby.
Well, I started playing rugby at North Adams State College, which is now MCLA. Mm-hmm. I started, my second semester there, played through my illustrious 5 years there, and continued on with some club stuff afterwards. And, now I'm old and I just go and watch and, step on the field for my alumni game at wing for as long as I can take it. And, and now I follow the Free Jacks. I follow some of the international. I'm on the Super Brew rugby fantasy leagues, which is a lot of fun too. So I can, follow that. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy rugby and I enjoy the culture that comes along with it.
Well, we enjoy having you as a super fan of the Free Jacks. I think I've said this, you are the best of us, I think, in terms of the super fan.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
What have you been up to in the off season?
Well, the off season, again, playing fantasy rugby. I almost cut my arm off. I was remodeling my kitchen and was running a grinding wheel and it went into my arm. I needed surgery stitches. So I was out of work for about 10 weeks.
Oh, Jesus.
So I started baking cookies and making brownies, because I had nothing to do. So I'm like, I'll make some brownies and cookies. But, I'm back to 100%. I can, move my hand. Oop, hold on. Yeah. I couldn't, this was my thumbs up. And then the tendon healed,
Very nice.
Now I can give the thumbs up with this hand.
Perfect.
But, this pinky's sort of dead. All those tendons are gone. They're not coming back.
Uh-oh.
But whatever. I didn't lose my hand. So I'm happy about that.
You're still here with us. That's what matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was your favorite moment from last season as a Free Jacks fan?
Oh, are we talking on the field, off the field, or like interactions with the team? Because there's some great moments all within that whole realm.
Spider, we've got nothing but time, so you just take it away, my brother.
All right, we'll start with what was the best times or the best moments?
Your favorite moment last season as a Free Jacks fan.
All right, my favorite moment at Union Point was when we were when it was pouring rain out, and who were they playing? Were they playing NOLA at that game? It was pouring rain out.
New York was the storm game, yeah.
Okay, and we were all huddled underneath the aluminum stands, and it's thunder and lightning out, and we're all just drinking beers, singing rugby songs, having a blast. And then, and then they finally come back out and everybody's just like, yeah, just the whole unity of the fan base was just great, man.
Absolutely.
It was great. And they come to win that game and, in dramatic fashion. It was great.
It was awesome. One of my favorite moments.
Oh, absolutely. And then another favorite moment with the team was at their first game at Quincy in their last game of the season. When they won after the game, I got to shoot the boot out of Kyle Sequeira's boot after the game. Because after the game, he took his boot off. Does he want a beer? And he, poured the beer in his boot and drank it. And I was like, well, would you mind if I did? So I took another beer and filled it. I shot the boot on the sidelines. And then they invited me into the locker room after the game, because now they have like a real locker room.
Yep.
Which was beautiful facility, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I got to hang out with the team in the locker room after the game, which was really cool. All the guys were really friendly. It was a great experience, really fantastic.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's great moments, of course. And, with the new season coming about, we're going to have the opportunity to have even better moments going forward with the new season. So what player from last season are you most excited about returning this year?
Bodine Walker. He's my man. I love that dude. He's just got, he's on and off the field too. This was going to get me to the third moment of last year.
Okay.
Was when they had like after the season finished, it was like a Tuesday, Wednesday night or something. They sent out an email that they were having their award ceremony, and afterwards, they're gonna hang out with the team. So, and not a lot of fans showed up. I mean, there was maybe 8 or 10 of us. A bunch of Boston Women's Rugby, the Boston Touch crew, and a couple others. So there weren't a lot of fans, and the players were really accessible. And the season was over, so they were hanging out. We were talking about, their plans, their families, and stuff like that, which was, really relatable to the guys, really. And I got to hang out with Bodine Walker, and I had a question for him about, kicking, because, they always say be quiet for the kicker. I said, hey, man, I said, is this for real? He looks me in the eye, and with his, thick accent, he's like, bro, he goes, I'm a professional. So anything you guys do isn't going to change my vibe at all. And I was like, you want us to sing you a song while you're out there? He goes, just do whatever you want, man. Have fun. I go, okay.
That's great.
But just being able to talk to them at that level, or just, hanging at the bar booze, it was a good time.
I don't want to give anything away. We're doing way too early predictions in this episode and the next one, but I think he's going to be crucial for us, man. As he goes, I think this team will go, and our success depends a lot on how good he's going to be this year. So,
he's a stud. He's a stud, man.
Yeah, for sure. Which new signing are you most excited to see in a Jacks jersey this season?
That's a tough question. There's been so many of them. Yeah. I don't know. They signed, some props, some backfield. I don't know. I like to see them all. I'd like to see them all. I'd like to get a chance to meet them personally, but that thing's out because of COVID. When they used to have all those parties, you get to talk to them and you're like, oh yeah, this guy is cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to pick one, right? I mean, there's a lot of new signings that are going to be coming into this squad, and I'm really excited to see those guys on the pitch and see how well they do for our team. What home game festival are you most excited for this coming season?
I don't know, man. All of them. All of them. I think the St. Patty's Day is going to be fun. I think the throwback one's going to be fun. I think they're all going to be fun. Yeah. I'm thinking and what am I going to do? Am I going to, go with this each time, or just go with the theme? I'm not sure. I could go both. I don't know, like half and half. I remember this superhero with a tri-cornered hat. I don't know.
Yeah. For the Scottish Appreciation game, you wore your kilt for the pre-gaming.
Oh yeah.
And then just went with the regular outfit. So yeah, do both, man.
So I can go half and half. Bring it with me. I mean, there's a real bathroom at the stadium that I could actually change it.
That's true.
The costume change.
So what tips and tricks would you give Rangers out there for pre-gaming? You got any tricks that you
for pre-gaming? Pay the extra $20 and park in the lot right across the street from the stadium. It's like on the corner. There's Hojo's across the street, and then the stadium's on the other side. It's so easy. We put up a big tent. I got 13 by 13 easy up. I got 4 sides for it. I got a heater in there. Come on by. We'll have, cold beers, some burgers. You usually hang out with Mr. and Mrs. Sequeira, Kyle's parents. They're always there grilling it up. And the guy who, Martin Beck, who's got all the beef.
Yep.
The free range beef. So they're all there. We're all having a great time. So I'd say go to that lot. If you don't park there, pay the extra $20 to park there, because you can park on the street and just, walk over. It's just everything's so close. We can actually see the Jumbotron from the parking lot.
Pretty good deal. $20, right? Not bad.
I say, or park 3 and then walk over and hang out with us.
Yeah,
can't mess up.
Yeah, for sure. It's always going to be a bad day for a cold beer around you, Spider. It's. We know
he doesn't have a lot of time.
Yeah, you delete some beers for sure. Well, that's all that I have for you right now. I'm going to throw it over to Dave, and we'll let him chat it up with you.
All right.
Awesome. Spider, you said you had a chance to meet some of the players, so this question might be real knowledge that you have, or you could just be speculation. I was thinking speculation when I wrote it down. But which
Okay.
player on the Free Jacks can party the hardest? Who's the guy who's like, if you were at a wedding, he's the guy who 5 a.m. the next morning is going to be still going, and he's doing great. Like, he's fine. He's in good shape.
I don't want to get any of these guys in trouble.
No.
Or, be like, oh yeah, this guy's known to put him down.
Purely speculation.
It's purely speculation, but I've hung out with some of them. A lot of them. I've seen them in passing. However we want to put it. I think Joe Johnson. He likes to put him back.
He looks like he would put him back.
Yeah, he can consume a lot of drinkage. When they had that party, the bars in Boston closed late. I texted my boss at 4 a.m. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm still in Boston. We're out in the street laughing and having a good time. It was a good time, let me tell you. Who else? There's some of the guys who are like really quiet. You don't expect them to rip it up, but Eric DeJager, I expect, if I was at a wedding, I would see him just still going the next day, like unaffected by everything. Just, another cold beer. Yep.
Professional.
All right, dude. Yeah, professional. Not sloppy.
Right.
Not like if it was me the next day, I'd be all sloppy, falling over. I mean, I weigh 140 pounds, so my consumption is somewhat limited. I gotta have a water in between. But yeah, and plus they're big boys.
They got a lot of meat to lubricate. Like they can pack it in.
Yes.
All right. So next question. Let's say the Free Jacks put you in charge of a festival day. One of these match day festivals. What's your theme? And what are your events? What's the band you're inviting? What's the Spider Festival gonna look like?
Oh, jeez, that's a good question. Well, of course there would be rugby. I think I would do a maybe like a short sevens tournament or something like that. Although you know what, we're actually my club that I belong to, North Adams State College, which is now MCLA.
Yep.
They're down to like 4 members. Enrollment at that college is down to like 750, 800. So there's not a lot of it's a small pool to fish from.
Yep.
So the team is down to 4 players, and next semester, and they the COVID restrictions, they can't play, they can't practice, they can't do anything. So it's not looking good for the team. And we try to do an alumni game every year. So if I had total control, I wanted to I was going to ask Max if we could have our alumni match, or actually a fundraiser, because we lost one of our members this year. He was in a horrific car wreck and passed away in the car wreck. And we were going to have everything up in North Adams. But I was going to, ask Mags if we could have it, before the games, because how they have all like high school, college matches and stuff like that down. So I'd have our alumni match there. This is all pre-game, of course. And then, of course, there's the social that follows along with it. And as far, I could invite bands. I mean, what's the budget for band invitations? Can I have the Stones play?
Yeah, sure.
Joel.
Sky's the limit.
I'd probably get the Foo Fighters, because that's probably more related, multi-generational, because there's old dudes, young dudes, I'd get the Foo Fighters there. For food, I'd have Martin Beck there slinging the beef.
Oh yeah.
Pizza, of course. Can't go wrong with pizza and wings and beef. Have the Foo Fighters playing. For beer, I mean, I'm a big, some people are, micro breweries, but I'm macro breweries. I'm all about, Miller Lite, Bud Light, not Natty Light. But then again, that has its place too. Sometimes Natty Light can,
That's right.
take those to town.
Beautiful. All right. So let's say you win all expenses paid trip. Any Free Jacks away match. We go to all the home matches. Any Free Jacks away match that you could go to anywhere, US or Canada. We got Toronto in the mix this year again. What would you pick and why?
What would I pick? I I've been to Toronto. That's a great town. I've had good times and great memories in Toronto. But as far as, do they play the Giltinis on the regular season?
They do, but you can also pick anybody for the purposes of this exercise. It doesn't have to be a 2022
Okay, so if I
matchup.
wanted to go I think I would probably go to the place with the best fan base, which would either be Seattle or Austin. You know, I'd want to go to the place where the fans are the most passionate and excited to see the game as I am, you know?
Yep.
Because, you know, going to a game with people just, hey, I'm just going to see a match that I've never heard of. I mean, that's cool too, to expose new people. But when you're surrounded by people who are as passionate about it as you, it makes it all that better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point. Seattle's a great pick for that. That's good thinking right there. They definitely are known for their fan base. You can meet Broccoli Guy, the guy with the
broccoli guy. Yes,
his thing. Spider in the Broccoli. This is
I would eat some broccoli.
Book, you know,
that would be, you know, hey, Spider-Man meets broccoli.
That's right.
Well, I can't be Spider-Man because that's
that's trademarked. But
Disney
we can Spider Guy maybe just Spider. Nobody can sue you over Spider.
Yeah.
Excellent. I want to give you an opportunity.
I think the Disney lawyers are locking at my door right now. Spider-Man. Guy.
That's right. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down. You're out. Okay.
I want to give you the opportunity to make some people angry. So what, in your opinion, you've been around Massachusetts, what is the worst town in Massachusetts? You got to have somewhere you can dunk on. You know, what's the place where you're like, I'm never going back, or I'm staying out, avoid it at all costs?
I don't know, man. The worst town.
That's or you can flip it if you had to, but I figure, you know, it's kind of fun to be the
worst town.
Fun to be the villain sometimes.
I mean, I've been around a lot of places. I've been around a lot of places. I've seen a lot of things, and I've done a lot of things. I've forgot a lot of things. So, the worst town, like, you know, for rugby, or
no, just for pointless fighting. Like, I live in Woburn, right? So I'm gonna pick Tewksbury just because to the tradition of living away from the city. Woburn's not really in the city, you know, it's thoroughly the burbs. But you can always pick the next town further away from you and say that's the sticks. Those people in Tewksbury, they're, you know,
I live in Lynn.
Live in mud huts.
I live in Lynn, so like Lynn, you know, it's like East Lynn and West Lynn. So it would be like, you know, the West Lynn dudes and like the East Lynn dudes, and the East Lynn dudes and like the West Lynn dudes. So it would always be all right. We were sort of divided by our town, by East.
I like that. You don't even have to go to a new town. You got it right in Lynn.
You got it right
the people
there
that you're ready to fight with.
Just because you live on that, you know, that side of, you know, of 107, you know, or Lincoln, or Highland Ave.
Yeah,
107.
I feel like this pointless geographical bickering is fundamental to Massachusetts. I've lived here for, you know, like 15, 20 years about now, and that's one thing I've learned is that, you know, if you really want to belong, you got to be able to get in an argument with somebody about which, you know, little locality is better. The closer and more pointless the fight, the better it is.
Yeah, Swampscott and Marblehead, they don't like each other, and, you know, they're just right next to us. And they used to say, oh, you know, Marblehead would say, good thing about Swampscott is just it borders us from Lynn. Like, Lynn. You know, that's how those two had their thing. But,
right.
Yeah. Well, East Lynn didn't like West Lynn, you know. That's how it went.
Love it.
But I thought they were all cool, you know. Everybody's cool. It's just fun to crap around with people, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I know wonderful people from Tewksbury. And
on the flip side,
Donna's Donuts is in Tewksbury. I mean, when you need
I've never been to Donna's Donuts.
Oh, yeah, they're legit.
Are they good?
Oh, very, very good. Yeah, very good.
We got Cane's in Saugus, next town over.
Cane's is excellent. Yeah. Cane's is excellent for sure. They got one on Route 1 now, easier to get to. Although the original is probably easier for you and Lynn.
Oh yeah, the Swampscott. I mean, Saugus, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Like 6 minutes away.
All right, last question, and this may relate to our immediately previous topic of conversation.
All right,
Dream sponsorship for the Free Jacks. You get to pick what's on, you know, the business somewhere local to Boston that's on the jersey. Maybe it's Cane's Donuts. Maybe it's something else.
Dream sponsorship. All right, would I get any of these things? Like
Sure,
if I
yeah.
pick
You're
Canes,
the,
they give me
you
free
know,
donuts.
you're getting a little something on the side. Absolutely.
Well,
This
of
is
course,
Massachusetts.
I mean, we go to, we're rugby players and we enjoy beer and stuff like that. But those go hand in hand anyway,
Right.
So I liked the product placement with dude wipes. I thought the dude wipes on the back of the shorts was hilarious.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys grew up in my era, but do you remember that Mean Joe Green commercial where he threw his jersey to the kid after the game?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
the kid gave him a Coke. Well,
Yeah.
after that last game, I was in the locker room, and Bodine Walker, he took his shorts, his game worn shorts,
Jesus.
signed them, and threw them to me.
That's
And it
awesome.
was just like that commercial. So he was like, "Hey, Spider," he threw them to me, and I walked over, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, man." And I said, "Will you sign them?" And then I gave him a beer, and I told him about the commercial, but he's not from around here, so he
Yes.
didn't know
Yeah.
who Joe Green was.
He's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was
Enjoy
like,
my
this is
shorts.
so awesome. Hey, I haven't washed them. They're still got, they're a little crunchy, a little crusty, but I just hang them up,
Excellent.
display them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Air them out.
that's
Your whole,
cool.
the whole garage can smell like Bodine Walker.
But and it doesn't, like when my shorts they would stink, but these smell like lilacs grew in the forest.
Essence of vodka.
Wow.
Essence of Waka.
This is we're getting poetic here.
This is
Waka
wild.
number one.
Spider, you
Beautiful.
always deliver, man, when we have you on here.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity.
You and Kyle Sequeira always make me smile and make me want to chug a beer when I'm listening to you talk. So I don't know what that is, but both of y'all have it.
Yes, he's a fun dude too.
For sure.
He's a great guy.
He is. He's a really good dude.
I've got one more question for you before we get to one word association. There is
Okay.
chatter on Twitter about Rugby United New York. We're hearing that they're going to be changing their name soon. They might be rebranding. Okay. Do you have a suggestion for them as to what their nickname should be?
What a nickname or like legitimate team name?
So like New York blanks, Jets,
Oh.
Giants, all that.
I think maybe they should like go with some of the upstate like legends that are. What are like some legends from upstate? Is like Paul Bunyan or something from up there, or like they got any upstate Yetis? I don't know. Maybe everybody's got some local legend of the upstate New York.
Yeah.
But maybe something like that. Get away from the city. Bring the whole state. I mean, New York State's huge, man.
It is.
And everybody's like, "Oh, New York City, this one little island in this giant piece of land." And maybe if I knew of it like New York legend that was like in the mountains, I'd be like, "Oh yes, the great bald ape of the Adirondack Mountains. Be the bald apes from the Adirondacks."
You got Champy, right, in Lake Champlain, which is on the border
yes.
of Vermont and New York.
Okay.
You got
Right.
we got a lake monster.
Not bad.
Supposed to be very long and snake-like, not quite like the Loch Ness monster, more of a serpent.
I think
That's a good logo.
The lake serpents.
The lake serpents.
The link
The New York lake serpents.
Nice.
It'd be like, a snake that sort of looks like a penis, but not really.
Yeah. We
And they
won't
could
tell
wear,
them
like-
it looks like it until after
Yeah,
they make the
could
jerseys.
like wear it on their shirts going up to
Yeah.
their face.
Hilarious. All right, man.
Do they even have a home this year? Is there? I've heard things that they don't even have a field to play on.
I think they're in a real tough position in New York. There's a legitimate shortage of venues, and the ones that do exist are tied to schools, which have a lot of limitations right now because of COVID. A lot of them are reserving, only for school use. So, as far as I know, they have not announced a venue yet. They may have one and just not be announcing it. I saw a rumor online that they were going to announce a venue in New Jersey sometime soon. Obviously, they got to announce something soon because they're going to have to sell tickets for these matches and they got to have to host teams. So,
I'd like to hit a road trip to New York and enjoy their fare.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'd love to go to their game if they can get a venue. Just let us know where it is. We'll go. I think
mean, they have to play, right? I mean, even if they go out of state, say, all right, we're playing in Connecticut. I'm sure, the rugby community is small. And if you throw the feelers up, be like, yo, I need a field.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure that they'll find a place to play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's in my mind, there's no chance that like they run out of time and can't book somewhere. It's just a matter of, I'm sure that they're trying to make sure that whatever they do get is the best venue that is available in terms of the game day fan experience.
Yes. Is it going to be like Union Point before they put the stands in?
Yeah.
Right. It might just be that. It might just be a turf field, with a chain link fence around it.
Everybody's just standing around the chain link fence.
Yeah, that's a hard sell though for people that are trying to buy, season tickets and stuff like that. But I mean, again, they're in a tough spot. That place that they were playing at, I think you went to the game last year, right, Spider?
No, I didn't get to an away game.
Okay.
I wanted to, but COVID. My wife's crazy paranoid about COVID, and me not so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I drank out of Kyle Sequeira's boot after the game, so I'm not afraid of much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're shooting boots. You're probably
definitely not a germaphobe, that's for sure.
Yeah. Microbiology is not your phobia.
But like listening, you guys all got girlfriends, wives. You know how it is. It's easy to just be like, all right, I won't go to New York to a super spreader event.
Right.
Right. If you insist, I won't go get a deadly disease.
Right.
Yeah.
So the place that they were playing at in New Jersey last year, you couldn't drink alcohol there. It was like a city park in Jersey City, and there was no alcohol allowed. There was no concessions allowed. So we had Scott, the big guy Ferrara, on one of the episodes when we were going down there, and he was advising people like bring water because there's no concessions that are open in that venue, and there's no alcohol allowed. So that
could you bring a cooler in, like with waters, if you wanted to drink?
I don't recall one way or the other about that. So I'm really hoping they don't end up there because that's just a bummer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, then you just do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
You bring a backpack full of waters because I like to drink water, and you fill your backpack with waters.
Water, yes.
Water or hot dogs, throw a few hot dogs in there.
Yeah, some of us are front row players. We're gonna bring a backpack full of hot dogs and waters. Maybe just put the hot dogs in the waters, save some time.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it all at once.
Yeah.
So we got the world famous one-word association before we get you out of here, Spider.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it generally is. So I'm going to say one or two words. First thing that pops in your mind, go ahead and just throw it back at me, okay?
Okay.
Red Sox.
Red Sox. Passion.
New England.
New England. Beautiful.
North Adams State College.
Oh, man. Good times. Good times.
Woodgee.
Woodgee. I didn't think I'd hear that, but Woodgee's cool, man. It's cool.
Woodgee could probably party. We were talking about who could party.
Oh, for sure.
I bet Woodgee could party.
I think Woodgee could party. I mean, he's a big dude. He's got a big mouth. I'm sure he can drink out of like a pitcher.
Oh yeah, just give him a keg. He's all set.
Yeah, I would have messed with him. You see the size of his hands?
Oh yeah,
that's right. Once he's had a few kegs, you got to stay out of his way.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of those violent animals.
He's eat a lot of hot dogs, that guy.
You can throw him back. St. Patrick's Day.
Party. St. Patrick's Day is a big party day.
I agree.
But it's also like a rookie night, too, because those are all like, there's like, 3 rookie nights throughout the year where the people who never drink go out and drink way too much.
True.
And it's St. Patty's Day, New Year's, and the night before Thanksgiving. Those are the 3 rookie nights of the year. If you want to see some funny stuff, go out to a bar those nights and watch the foolishness.
Absolutely.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
But stay off the roads, though.
That's right. Walk to the bar and observe the foolishness.
For sure.
Yeah.
The last one that we have here for you is Fort Quincy.
Fort Quincy. Oh, I like it. I like Fort Quincy. I like
Nice, right?
the new digs.
Yeah, it's
And I want to go to the new office space, like that big building. That looks cool, man.
Yeah, we Dave and I took the tour. It's awesome, man. It's really impressive what they've been able to do with the building, and
So they have that whole building?
They don't have the whole building, but they've got like 3 floors essentially right now.
Yeah.
So,
right now they have space on 2 floors that they're operating out of, and then they're building out a third space, which is the basement. They'll have the entire, what I understand to be basically the entire basement of the building, which gives them a lot of flexibility in building out like a workout space, indoor turf space.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's
really?
pretty cool.
So they own the whole building, and that's like the new.
I don't know if they own.
I seriously doubt they own the whole building. There's a lot. I'm sure they're in a 5-year lease.
Yeah. So they've got.
So it's not just short term. You know, they're looking at the short to medium future there. But I mean, they've got to be investing in building out this custom space. So you would assume just operationally they'd want to stay there as long as it made sense. Once they put the money in to be there. So 5-year lease for now, and then who knows after that.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
I like Veterans Stadium, Veterans Memorial Stadium. I think it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, the teams have actual locker rooms instead of those little tents on the side. Yeah. You know, they're not running no porta potty if they have to use the facilities in the middle of a game. So it's like, when you asked me at the first time I was on, you said, what would you change about it or the whole game day experience, and what do you like? And I said, I wouldn't change a thing. I just like to see it evolve, like how raw it is. And it's, I went to a Patriots game last week and everything was, cookie cutter, but this, it's so raw. It's cool watching it, the whole Major League Rugby system evolve and being a part of it too.
Yeah.
For sure. It's super exciting because we're in at the ground floor and building this thing up. So it's awesome.
We can talk about, remember that place Union Point? It was 1,000,000 degrees out.
That's right.
It was pouring rain and thunder and lightning. We went under the aluminum stands and we were idiots. Right?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Getting run off by the parking security guys. Can't park here. Just sitting there before the game, watching them run off 300 cars one at a time. You gotta move. You gotta move. It's
fun. Come back in. Somebody else
exactly. They're sneaking around back.
So I'm going to open up the floor here for you, my friend. To if any message to all the Free Jack fans out there, the Rangers. What do you got to say?
I gotta say, come to some games, man. Experience the game day experience, because it is really something else. There's good people, there's good competition, there's good cold beer, there's good food. I mean, there's everything that's good about, even if they're not into rugby or never, expose new people to the sport, because it's a great experience. And like I said, good people, good food, good fanfare. And you actually can rub elbows with some of the professional athletes, which you would never, ever be able to do in any other professional athletic setting.
That's right. Yeah, for sure.
And come to party, come to support the whole team.
Yes.
That's right.
All right.
One other thing I wanted to tell you guys, for all the Rangers, when I was talking to Connor Kindrigan, I said, what do you think of the new stadium? And he said he loves it. He goes, when we were holding the line towards the end of that first game of the stadium, last game of the season, he goes, and everybody was stomping their feet. He goes, you could feel the whole field shaking beneath our feet. Nice. So again, to the fans, when we're hooting and hollering, stomp those feet, because the athletes in the field can feel the vibrations of us, and it will affect their play and give them a boost, to give them that extra push to hold that line.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Well said, man. I can't top that. So you know what we're going to say. We got one word to get out of here, okay? And we're going to say
one word.
In 3, 2, 1. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah!